Hi. So I'm going to wait for others to join in. Um, then we'll start. We're supposed to start by 8 anyway, and it's just 7:55. So we'll start once others join in. Let's go, let's sunrise. I'll keep on running. Hi. Hello, everyone. Okay, so we're going to be waiting till 8. Hi, Sylvia. Nice to see you here on time. Um, should I start adding you just in case the internet starts misbehaving? I'm trusting the internet today, so I believe it's going to behave. Let's hold on till we have just 3 minutes more and then we're going to start. It's good to see everyone. So today is promised to be an amazing session. Like I have been looking forward to this session for a long while, and it felt like it was taking too long to come. So I'm so excited today. I'm so happy that I will be learning a lot from two great women, two amazing women, and I look forward to it. I don't know about you, but I look forward to it. It's just going to be amazing. It's going to be mind blowing, and I just want them to bust my head basically, because there's nothing like seeing women winning, and these women are winning in their spaces. They are winning, and their lights are shone to our space, and hopefully we get a glimpse of it and even partake of their mind, their intellect today. So let's I think we can start now. While we wait for Mrs. Ige, I would let me just start. I'm going to pause the music so it doesn't disturb. Okay, good evening, everyone. You're welcome to Business Beyond Skills, an initiative of Sassy Saint Craft Company where we delve into the art of entrepreneurship and craftsmanship. Our vision is to build excellent minds in the business of crafts. Every month, we invite intelligent minds over to a chat dealing in different topics that helps our vision. You can send in your topics, and if we believe in it, if it aligns with our vision, we'll discuss it and we'll put it into consideration. So today's theme, today is we're talking about, like, but basically just talking about business. It doesn't have, we don't have a topic today. We're talking about business. So this session is designed to bridge the gap between skill and success, transforming your craftsmanship into a thriving business. We know that having exceptional skills is just the beginning, and to truly make an impact, we need to understand the side of our craft. And um, so we'll be exploring valuable insights that can help grow and sustain our businesses. If whether you are a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, We are going to get tools and knowledge that will help you elevate your craft. Hi, Mrs. Ige. It's good to see you. I've sent you an invite, so just accept it. Also, Mrs. Silva, kindly accept it, and we'll get on with it. I'm trying to invite Mrs. Silva. Mrs. Silva, can you send me an invite? Can send to. Hi.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hey. Good evening, ma.
Hi.
Hi,
So
I hope
I'm hoping, Miss Silva, can you please send an invite so that I can add you? I can't seem to send you an invite. Okay, so I was saying that today promises to today promises to be a great one, and it's going to be so awesome that those that have minds of starting a business and minds of doing great things would actually be able to live with something that is tangible. So I'm still holding on for Mrs. Silva to send me an invite. I can't seem to send an invite from here. So if Miss Silva can hear me, please kindly send an invite. I can't get you. Hi, Fofo. Nice to see you here. No, I'm shy. Hi, Fofo. It's good to see you. Okay, while we wait for Miss Silva, we're just going to get on with it. So let's dive in as I invite my guest. So my guest today is Mrs. Ige Adewale, the amiable one, the queen of queens.
good evening, Mr. J.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for being here. I appreciate it. I've sent Miss Silva an invite, so hopefully she joins.
Okay.
Yeah, sent her an invite, so hopefully she joins soon. So our second guest is actually Mrs. Silva Abuaga, and she owns and runs a pharmacist. So she's going to introduce herself also when she comes, and we can get something. So, Mama, Mrs. Ige, can you introduce yourself? Let us know what you do.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're logging in. It's good to be here. Mrs. J, thank you for having me
Thank you for
um, in
being here.
this.
Thank you for
Okay,
being here.
I think Mrs. Silva is in now.
Okay,
So,
I'm here.
back to you, Mrs. J.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
she's on
Introduce
my screen.
yourself.
Okay, so um, my name is Ige Adewale. I'm a legal practitioner, and so I'm a partner in the law firm of Friends and Caris, and among other things that I do. So I think I'll just leave it at that.
You're going to I'm still trying to add Mrs. Silva.
She's in,
I
but
don't know
I think
what's
her
that.
network I can see her on my screen, but I think her network is not so good. So her video is not very clear but I can
Oh,
see her
you
on my
can see
screen.
her?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Can she say something? I can't see her on my screen.
Her video is not very clear, so I think she's having a network glitch or something. But she's on. She's on. And I don't know if you can hear you.
Can you hear me, Miss Silva? Uh I can't hear her either.
Okay, I think
Okay, so
she's
I'm just going to get on with it
I don't know,
till she
guys.
comes
Can you hear
on.
me? Can you hear
okay.
Yes,
me?
we
Yeah,
can. Yes. It's so good to have you. Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. So I can't see you, but I'm certain others can see you. I believe others can see you, right? Mrs. Ige, you can see her, right?
Please,
Her video is on now,
can I
but
ask?
but she's on her picture. She has like a profile picture on,
Yeah.
so I can see that. I don't know if she
Okay, so
can
Mrs.
hear
Silva,
me.
can you please introduce yourself so that everyone can know what you do and who you are so that we can be able to know you?
Yeah. Please, let me just, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Can I know the device people are using? Are you using your phone or your system?
I'm using my phone.
Your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to use my system. I don't know what's going on. Just give me 2 minutes for me to sort this out. Come.
Okay, no problem. No problem. So, Mrs. Ige, can you tell us what business means to you? What does business mean to you?
Hmm. Okay, so what does business mean to me?
Yes.
So, okay, I think I would take the word business first from, its face value. I think business comes from the word busyness, busy, then
Mm,
ness together. So it's meant to be something that your preoccupation, something that occupies you at the time. But I think business to me, from a faith perspective, because as in I'm a faith person, first I see it as a command. um, there's a scripture
mm,
in Luke where Jesus was talking about talents, and he said, "Do business till I come," you know. And so he gave certain resources to people, and expected them to do business in quote till he comes. So I see business from a faith angle as a command where whatever it is you have, whatever God has lodged in your hands, he has given it to you as a means to an end where one, it overall furthers his purpose through you. It also serves you because it also serves you like your welfare, and it also serves humanity. So business is it's an entity, a formal form of an entity that has a structure that involves people and various stakeholders. So for me, a
mm,
business is something that glorifies God, fulfills God's purpose directly or indirectly. And what I mean is, it could, as in, I mean, directly, then indirectly also, because you are supposed to have profit in your business. And when I mean profits, depending on the type of business you're doing, profits is not just about the figures alone. It's about attaining your goals, your faith goals, your humanitarian goals, and of course, yes, your financial goals as well. So business is a command that glorifies God, serves humanity, and serves my welfare as well. So especially if it is a profit organization, if it is a for-profit
yeah,
organization, it will serve my
yeah.
welfare as well, because God's command for me is not to be broke as well. So I hope that's as sort of giving a perspective to how I see business. Oh my, just a minute.
Okay. So it happened to me first, then you.
Okay, so yes,
Okay.
I'm back.
Well, we're in the country. That's how you know we're in the country.
Mhm.
Okay, so I like the fact that you mentioned that business profit isn't just about financials. I also love the part that you mentioned that business also means also aligns with faith. So it's not just about what makes you busy, but what makes you serve purpose. So I like when you said that it could also the profit could also be a gain from you fulfilling that purpose, not just okay is money wise and is not coming in and stuffs like that. So I like that part. So I would like to ask the question for your own business. because we have different reasons why we start businesses, and I have heard a lot of wild reasons. So for you,
Yes.
what's the what's the story behind your business? Like, why did you start? What inspired you to start?
Okay, so
Finally, hello, mama.
Well,
Finally,
yes, so good evening.
good
Good evening,
evening, ma.
everyone.
And it seems that suddenly Mrs. Ige is hanging.
Man,
So so good to have you. I see that it has been stressful coming online.
hello, can you hear me?
I'm sorry about that, Mrs. Silva. So, Miss Silva, can
Hello,
you
can you hear
quickly
me?
introduce? Yes, we can, Mrs. Ige, but you are
Hello,
hanging.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Please, if you can hear me, just
Hi.
send a message
Okay.
or say something.
Okay, so Mrs. Silva, can you quickly introduce yourself and what you do?
okay, my name is Sylvia, and I'm a community pharmacist, uh, and I'm a businesswoman. Let me just put it that way. So I'm here to contribute my own part of my own journey to you guys. So for short, I'm a pharmacist, and you can call me that anytime you see me. Thank you.
Uh, I will definitely see you because you're out there. You put yourself out there, which I think I've commended you on. So I would like to know, what does business mean to you?
For me, business is everything, because I think for us to survive in this current um, Nigerian problem, or Nigeria as a whole now, we need to have this business mindset. So for me, business is everything. Yes.
What inspired you to start your business, ma'am?
Okay. For inspiration, for me, I've always come from an entrepreneur home, so it has been in me
Wow.
to be a business person. Even though while I was to choose
Glad
a
to have
course in
you
school.
back, ma'am.
Okay, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank
Even
you.
okay, while I was being in school to choose a course, I didn't even know pharmacy has a business aspect. That's just the truth. I didn't know. I was just following my father's recommendation. You need to read a professional course. You need to do this. And then when I read and graduated, I entered into the hospital sector. And in fact, I was so bored. I said, "What am I doing here? This is not where I belong." You get, so I had to look at people who are doing. And sorry to say, if I have any of my colleagues on the call, I didn't find my senior colleagues in the hospital setting. I didn't see them as somebody who I want to be like. Let's say they should look at yourself in the next 5, 10 years. I didn't see myself being them. So I had to look out okay, what is in it? What will fit my stance in the pharmacy profession? I had to look at business. So I moved to becoming a community pharmacy where I can engage with people and also make money. Yes, so I provide
Mhm.
services, and from there I generate my own income. So that's what inspired me to start. I've always been a business person. I was trained in a business home. That's just it.
I see actually that Miss Silva likes money. Like, she doesn't joke with her money because ah, if you see the way she markets, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So I want to quickly hear. I want to hear Mrs. Biggest side of the story. What inspired you to start yours?
Okay, so like I was trying to say the other time before the network started. So I
Mhm.
grew up around people doing doing business, or should I say people having multiple streams of income. So it wasn't weird. It was something that I just saw as normal. So my
Oh,
mom was in the civil service, and I saw that at different times she had like one or two businesses that she was doing. My dad, I mean, was a businessman, and he was providing um, products in different lines, different aspects from, in fact, at a very big scale. So business was, normal. So along the line, okay, I found myself reading law, and I thought, okay, that's what I wanted to do. So somewhere in my head, I just thought, okay, yeah, you're going to be a professional. Have then, of course, then as I grew up, of course, in faith, I mean, at a point, you should think about financial independence. I mean, if God says He supplies all of your needs according to His riches in glory, He says we are wealthy, we are rich. It's not that money will fall from heaven. So, I mean,
yeah,
how is this money going to come, right? There are things He has put in you that you should, in quotes, that you should, use in exchange for money. I mean, it's replete all over the Bible. Like, I mean, even when Jesus wanted to remove Peter from the fisherman business, he first of all made sure that Peter made a profit, or as in he caught excess fish and all that. So it was clear that you get as a hair that God, this is one way God wants you to have money, not to steal, not to lie, but your hands should
yeah,
find things to
something
do.
to
And yeah,
mm-hmm.
and since my mind, there was that pathway that business was a way, beyond people. Even I had I saw the option of my mom, who was working and earning a salary but still had businesses. So yeah, I just knew that, okay, at some point, this is, you're going to put out what God has put in you, and you're going to earn, because that's how you're supposed to earn. You're not supposed to be beggarly. You're supposed to have to give. I mean, Bible says,
Yeah,
if you work with your hands, that he that doesn't have, that is hungry, should learn to work with his hands, that he might have to
yeah,
give. So when I will have to give, I will have for myself too. If I'm supposed to be rich, I mean, how is the riches supposed to come? I saw people do business. I saw people, and made money. So of course, so when that came to bear, and I started working, in a law firm, I know there was a time that those conversations started staying. I had like a restlessness, about this, about this financial aspect of life. And I knew that, oh, I was supposed to live by faith, and I wanted it to, and I used to say that, oh God, I want you to be glorified in my life. I don't want it to be that someone will be able to trace that this one is it not the X person that is funding you, or Y person that is funding you. You get, and all that. I think
yeah,
at a point I would just say, you know what, I'm not going to be collecting allowance. There was a stage in my life from home, because I mean, in school you have shouted faith, faith. Let this faith feed you. So, so at a point I had this restlessness. If you can hear me, please just let me know.
we can,
This
we
restlessness
can, we're listening.
in my heart that, okay, so what's up financially? And that period I spent a lot of time, praying along those lines. Then, ideas started coming. I remember there was time I registered, a business name to provide a particular service, but I just, kept it and just continued, working in the law firm and all that. Then, of course, I have a bestie of over, is it 20 years now? How many years now? Like, is it 20? Well, thereabouts. Anyway, so one day I was in the so of course, in the process of working in a law firm, I saw, and also being, because of the way law is, I was also exposed to clients' businesses. Then I saw things around, okay, value systems, how people go about their business. And so I realized that, well, you might probably have to do this by yourself to get the kind of results you want, because I had the options of being a partner in some of the places I worked. And, of course, I mean, and I will not even lie, I learned a lot there about, the business aspect of law, and about law, things to do, things not to do. And but at a point, one day I was just in the office, and my bestie just sent, she was working elsewhere in another company. She was working was not in another company, and she just sent one of their dispatch person to come with a CAC form, to read, and she just called me and said, someone is coming over with a CAC form, just sign your portion and go. And I was like, okay, I just saw the form. Oh, okay. And I just signed. And that was how the law firm was registered. And as they say, the rest is history. We've had cause to also register other organizations as time went on, and all of that. So, I mean, like, business is really, life. And I feel it's something God is personally interested in, really.
And I like that you mentioned that you even though you were groomed and you were in the midst of those business minded people, it didn't come like you planned it. It came just like that. So sometimes we stumble onto the business. And which brings me to the question that I'm going to ask Miss Silva now. Ma'am Silva, I know that you're out there. There is no doubt about it. I admire your boldness when it comes to putting yourself out there. So I'm going to ask, what strategies can somebody implement to scale our business? And in putting yourself out there, what challenges have you encountered?
Okay, first thing first, I would like to um, like, but let me just say for what Mrs. CJ said before about
Yeah,
registering one's business. In fact,
yeah.
I think that's a very very important thing. In fact, me I did not even know. Like I said, immediately I left the hospital sector, I was working under someone, but I knew that one day I would be on my own. But I did not know when because I did not even have the funds. So what I did was to register my business. I did not even, I just, well, one day I was sleeping and I saw my name. I saw the name I entered.
Wow.
I called my friend who's a lawyer and she just registered my business. I kept it, you get, and I started looking for funds. So I knew that one day I will start up, but I have to keep that mindset, you get. So that was how I came about. Some people just look at my name, RDC. RDC is not even, they're not even doing Sylvia Pharmacy or Holistic or health anything. You
True,
understand? You just came
true,
up with that
true.
name.
Yeah.
You get, it was more like a prophecy. Let me not be so spiritual. You get.
Be
Now,
spiritual, be very
in
spiritual if you have to. We are okay with it.
now in my journey, truly it has not been easy. In fact, there's no business person. In fact, we even saw Dangote lamenting about his own business. So if Dangote can lament, who are we not to lament? It has not been easy. It's been so challenging, and then I
Um,
must tell you, for the strategies, I say first, you need to do your research. No matter the area you are going into, you need to do your research first. It's not just okay, you want to do this, and then you just maybe money just enters your hand and then you just start up the business without even knowing whether it's a viable business, whether this business can strive in this particular area. You just start up. No, you need to research. You need to ask questions. If there are people who have been in the business before you need to get your mentors, right? Ask them how they're doing, how is the business space. You see them, the people who are, what I've observed about life. The people who you
yeah.
feel that they don't even have time for you, like the rich
Mm-hmm.
ones. Let me put it
Mm-hmm.
in quotes. I tell you that they are very lonely, and they even want you to come and talk to them. Most
Oh,
times,
wow.
you see people who have approached some people, and they'll say, "It's okay. See, they call me anytime. I'm willing." So sometimes we just stand aside and say, this person now, if I approach the owner of this place now, will the person give me listening? They're ready to listen to you. So you need to ask questions that will be more like a guide. Then also you need to be patient. You need to be patient because business is not about just starting up and then you want to see all rosy. I'm telling you, my first 2 years in business was the hardest. Me financially, I will not say I had issues with finance. You get, even though initially, yes, I didn't have the funds, but I entered into a network marketing business that generated funds for me. So I was able to have in fact, my opening was mad. I didn't have issues with funds at all. But the a very big challenge that hit me was this retain employees. In fact, it's still happening right now because it's very difficult for you to see somebody who has the same
True,
spirit, the same
true.
mindset with you, especially dealing with these Gen Zs. I don't know if you have Gen Zs in the house. It's very difficult managing them. I'm telling you, the biggest
Wow.
challenge that every business is facing right now. So number one, I'll tell you, you see, I'm explaining my strategy and I'm also entering my challenges. You understand?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
um, what I've noticed that you need to be patient with these people. You need to understand that the way you reason is different from the way they reason. These people are technology driven. You get, so you see that okay, these people like TikTok, they like Facebook, they're always on their phone. You need to make sure that okay, they carry this your business to that area. So you'll not be angry with
Mm.
them that I employ this person and this person is always on their phone. This person is this person. See, oh, you're always on phone. Dance with my brand. Dance, let me dance with my brand. Let me post. Do you understand? So some people just
Yeah.
irritated. You want to make them to be so. In fact, I don't know. You want to make them to be so professional. Hey, this no, it won't work. These people are thinking of something else. Do you get? So for another strategy is you need to be flexible. You need to be flexible. Don't be rigid like you know it all. Nobody knows it all. Though. You can in your journey in entrepreneurship, you can meet something that you need to change. You need to change, and then you need to also evaluate your financial options. Most times, for people like me that doesn't have any financial issues, when I was beginning my business, I made a lot of financial mistakes. I did a lot of mistakes, and till today, in fact, it took me some time to correct it. Issue of my own business has to do with stocking, buying and selling. So because of the money was there, I overstock. I overstock, and at the
Oh.
end of the day, I did not even know how my customers, the level of customers I have that will come to purchase this thing I'm stocking, because the money was there. I'm buying. Now the disadvantage is you end up expiring on you, because if you don't have the market for that product, it will end up expiring on you. So it's a big. I have to I have to relax and say, okay, this particular problem I'm having, let me see how I can curtail it, and see how I can reduce my
Inventory.
purchases, inventory. Yes. So you get the necessary software that can help you to track this thing, so that you'll not be making mistakes. You get. So with that's another challenge again for people who want to venture into retail business. You have to be very careful, because if not, you go and sell expired something and the person will come and arrest you, or even contact Mrs. Gate to write you officially. Yes, so because she's waiting for that kind of problem so that she can make money. So we try to avoid. People like problem now. So another thing, you need to
Shots
get your
fired.
business. You need to get your business structured. You need to structure your business. In fact, that is very important, because everybody cannot be answering Oga. Everybody, you need to make your employees know who they are reporting to. Because if you don't structure it, you have a lot of problems. Everybody reporting to you will not sleep, you will not have rest of mind. Yes. Because if the cleaners has to call you, the security will call you. My sister, you get old. So structure that business, let them be hierarchy, right? And I think let me just leave. I think Mr. Gil will have something to say. Let me don't say anything, so everything, so she will not. Let me leave that. All right.
Oh my God,
Thank you.
that was so good. That was so good. So
Yeah.
Peter, do you have anything to add to that?
Okay, so let's can I confirm the question again? It's
So
challenges we
the
faced.
question is, yes, how do you scale, and then the challenges you've encountered on the way of scaling and or
Okay.
building your business?
Okay, so I'll just speak around. She has actually talked about quite a number of like quite important things that you need to put in place, and to deal with challenges or potential challenges. So I think for me, one of the things that helped in the beginning was the fact that I had a partner, and not just a partner, someone that we had synergy on a lot of levels. We're very compatible with our value systems. We're very as in around like core values like our faith. Then also, of course, our work ethics was good. I mean, I was in school with this person for years, and we were compatible largely on a lot of things. In fact, her husband used to joke that it's like we've been together for so long that it's like we think the same way. Our brain is almost going in the same whatever as in direction now. But the point was, so that helps to reduce some of the drama we had around employees a bit in the beginning. So that sort of helps, because now there's two of us and all of that. Then also what we did too, of course, coming in, you have the power of two. So that sort of helps with, finances. So like things like, oh, we want to rent the office, we need to buy furnishing and furniture here and there. So and of course it's a law firm, so it's a service industry, right? Unlike
Yeah.
Mrs. Silver's industry, that is the goods industry. So we had that the number of two. Then also we were very clear on the key things from the beginning. So if you are going this route, you have to be sure that you and your partner or whoever is with you, or your investor, you are on the same page as to how funds will be deployed. You are on the same page as to how you use funds. So I will touch on, like she was saying that she had access to quite like a lot of finances, and that sort of became a problem because she was stocking up on things she probably didn't know she didn't need at that time. Or,
Yeah.
in our own case, we had things like, okay, so we are, both of us are partners. We asked ourselves questions as to how do we want to run the finances. Of course, one person was going to be lead on like keeping the books, the inflow and outflow. Then there will be periodic meetings where we discuss what came in, what went out, and where we, harness our financial mastery of the business. Then there was the issue of, okay, for starters, you and I are not going to we had made agreements like you and I are not going to be on salary, as in for the law firm. We're not taking a salary from the law firm.
Wow.
And we agreed to that, yes. So, you have to be realistic. And even if you are in the business alone, you have to look at the numbers, look at what you can afford. Can I afford to be on a
Yeah.
salary now?
True.
Can I
We're
not
not
be?
making profits. True. We're not making
True.
Yeah,
profits.
so
Let's
we
be
told
clear.
ourselves we're not going to be on a salary. At the time we employed our first staff, we said to ourselves, we will never owe, by the grace of God, anybody
Wow.
their salary. We will never pay you your salary late. So we had those policies, and of course we made the sacrifice. So you can imagine paying somebody a salary every month and you are not
Yeah.
getting any salary.
Helping
So
yourself. Mhm.
yes, but both of us agree, but we worked, we put in our best, put our best foot forward. We had to say no to some clients, in spite of the fact that we were not earning salaries. But we agreed that, what, when the business gets to a point and we look at how the books are, we'll do profit sharing.
Oh,
And to
okay.
be sincere, for a long time, we didn't earn anything. We didn't do that profit sharing for a long time. And I mean, like I said, you need someone that is seeing the bigger picture with you, because it never happened that one person comes back to say, I'm broke, bring money. And because the books are clear, we are transparent. I can see the number. You can see, whether there's profit to share or not, right? So, and if you have, and I mean, you knew that from the beginning, we said this business has to grow to a point where it can pay its bills. First, I feel like for every person looking at scaling, you need to know where you are. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can. We can.
Okay. You need to know where you are. And so I think the first place you should go on for first is this business paying its bills? If it can pay its bills, and of course for us, part of our bills was paying our, our only staff we had at the time. She took as part
Mm-hmm.
of the bills. We were just, we're just trusting the Lord and all of that for the rest of our life. But this was something
Yeah.
that we did. We were also on the lookout for other business opportunities. So we had situations where, so along the line, we saw some business opportunities that were like one-offs that we took advantage of, and we were able to, okay, this is a one-off, we've done this, so you take yours, I take mine. But we always had that policy that in spite of whatever you share, there must always be cash left for that
In the
business to be able to
business.
scale up. Yes, so even for the one-offs that we did, because we always did that under another entity's name, we always kept money back in those businesses so that those businesses could grow. Then at a point, what we now did was, when we saw when we looked at our costs and we saw that some of those other entities were becoming viable, they were also service entities, so adding a bit like the ongoing contract was viable. We did things like, okay, those other entities will contribute towards the cost of this business, of the space, of the office space.
Oh,
So we had a
okay.
situation whereby, this entity is using very little when it comes to the office, office space, the office
Yeah.
electricity, the office paper, and all that. So we made a
Yeah.
percentage of that, and we said, okay, this business should contribute towards the firm's cost in things like lights, paper usage, and all of that. You understand what I'm trying to say? So
Yeah.
we had those kind of financial structures, placed. We were very thorough about what we could do with fine money and what we couldn't do. And every other opportunity, we were positioned for other opportunities. And one of the things that helped us, because we always kept leaving money in the accounts, whenever there was another opportunity, like all these one-offs, there was some cash to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. Bear in mind that while this was going on, we were not on salary. So the
So
truth is, it comes
you're
back to
you're
you
more
to make.
concerned about the complaint.
Yes,
The company was your focus.
yes, the company must survive. The company must grow. So we're trying. The point was there was a scaling. There was a scaling goal, and the goal was to get the company to a point where it can pay its bills first. Once it can do that, it does that, does that comfortably, then we make the next goal to say, okay, now we now want the overflow to start coming in. And so those were some of the things we did financially. For employees, of course, we had challenges. And I would just say this as like an outlier situation. I remember our first staff, when she resumed, she came to the office and she, and after like a week or so, just shortly after she resumed, my partner called me and said, oh, that our only laptop, first our only laptop was stolen. And I'm like,
Overton.
what is going on? And the kind of office, of course, it was upstairs. They had
Yeah.
a security man downstairs. It was an office, like proper fine. In fact, it's one of the good places on the mainland. So we
Mm-hmm.
spent reasonable money, right? So how can our only laptop with our one
Purple.
table, many tables, how did it disappear? We now called and see that the person we employed. Madam, what happened? How did this happen? And she said she doesn't know that she was sleeping. You
Hey.
were sleeping and you left the office door open, as in how, like, we couldn't still even understand it because it wasn't something that we know. Of course, so I and my partner now decided that what this is, should we just sack her and let her go? In fact, everybody was like, maybe she stole the laptop, she attacked that, because we asked the security man, that one too could not,
Say anything.
what's the word? Had nothing reasonable to say to himself about himself. We asked we had to speak with the owner of the property, who also had a shop, a boutique downstairs, and she said, "Oh, I will look into it." She will speak with the security agency that brought the security man. But at the end of the day, nothing was done. Honestly, that laptop went like that, and we were like, "Okay, well, imagine lawyers though. See, you can imagine, right? That we're lawyers, so we're like, we're going to." So we're like, should we sack her? Should we, and everything? But we looked at it, we prayed about it, and we made a very weird decision. We kept her on. We kept her on because somehow in our hearts we felt to leave her. And I won't lie to you, she till today she's with us.
Wow.
She's one of she's one of our best employees. So sometimes, like, I'm just trying to butcher on the scissors about patience. Sometimes you really
Mm-hmm.
have to work with patience. She has, in her own way, brought value. And I said to her in recent time, because sometimes I try to check in with my employees that, oh, what's your plan? What are your projections? Like, because do
Mm-hmm.
you plan to, like, move
Mm-hmm.
on? So that, and we
Mm-hmm.
tell them it's only a witch. I will only be a witch if I see you want to progress and I'm angry that you are
Mm-hmm.
leaving.
Yes, no.
The only thing I need is give me adequate notice so I
Time.
can plan myself.
Yeah.
Some will hear,
Mm-hmm.
some will not hear. That's the truth, and those are the problems. Some will still do their magic, no problem. But we just try to be out. And so I still spoke with her recently. I said, "Oh, what's up? What's your plan?" And she was like, "No, she's having a career here. She's here for and all
Wow.
of that."
Wow.
So tomorrow things can change, but I'm just saying as at today, and
Yeah.
we're having plans for her future too here, but what brought about it, we decided to still, and this, we were led
Super.
to leave her. But every other person said, send her away. She stole the laptop. But
Wow.
so sometimes, you need to just be patient and be careful in your decisions, the way you make decisions. Have your financial plan. You have to have your financial plan clearly written. Know where you are financially. And one of the things we do sometimes, I remember that there was a time we used to try to do like periodic salary increase or review for our staff.
Yeah.
And I remember in 2020, before COVID hit fully, my partner, because like I said, we also look at our strengths and weaknesses. So she usually brings up those conversations because she knows that after a particular period, we start talking about, no matter how small, let's try to add something to their salary. You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm going into several things now, but well, so she brought up that conversation, and I was like, oh, good. And she did like a proposal that this is the kind of increase she's looking at. So at this point, right, what we did for ourselves was that later we put ourselves on some kind of allowance to just cover like recharge card and all of that. So she made the projection and said like this, like this, like this, like this. And I said, oh, this is great. And but I said to her that while we know that what we want to increase to, let's say for example, she proposed like maybe an additional 100,000 naira increase across board. This is an example now.
Yeah.
And I said to her that,
Yeah.
okay, we look at the books again. The books is saying that, okay, we should be able to afford this if
Yeah.
certain variables remain constant.
Mm-hmm.
But I now said to her that certain variables, can remain constant. But if anything changes, can we continue
Yeah.
like this
Mm.
without being, in a tight fix?
So,
Also
so
remembering
we
that we
must.
have a policy that there must be X amount in the company's accounts at all times. That is
So
the company
what
usually.
you're saying is we must be able to sustain our decision. We must
Yes,
check and be able to sustain whatever decision that we make.
yes. So I
Okay.
said to her that, let's not just jump by 100,000. Let's do say 80 or 50 first. Let's look at what we look like in 3 months or 2 months. If we can conveniently do 50 and 80 without anything changing, as in without any imbalance, then we
Yeah.
can now move to 100. And she said, okay, that's fine, and all of that. And so we sent out the circular, oh, increase your salary by this figure, blah, 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 blah. Shortly after, lockdown came in, bam, COVID hit
Hey.
very hard. COVID hit very hard, and that decision helped us. We were able to continue to pay salaries during COVID without any problem. We were able to maintain the increase that we had done during that COVID period because it was an increase that was not a terrible stretch. And we had looked at
Yeah.
our receivables in a particular way to say, worst case scenario, we'll still be comfortable this way. And that helped us. So I think I'll just stop here so that I will not say everything at a go.
So I love that you mentioned about talents and top talents and stuff. So I would like to ask Miss Silva, how do you attract and retain the top talents? I'm sure you've had. I know it has been difficult, but have you had anyone that you're like, this one is a gold, and this is how I've been able to keep her or keep him? And then, what qualities do you look for in team members?
Okay, for retaining top clients or top employees. Sorry, first thing is motivation. In fact, for people who have worked with me, they will know that. In fact, my name is Sipo Ginger. You understand? So if it's motivation, I'll motivate you. You get. So I try as much as possible to motivate my my best talents because the thing is that sometimes I don't tell them because I don't want to get into their heads. But I know
Mm.
who I know. I know my people. You understand? So I try to ginger them. See, we need to do more. You understand? Then I
Mm.
also do some. I recognize my employees. It's very important when they do something good. You make them feel loved. Feel, in fact, you appreciate them. And also, when there is sometimes this is buying and selling, and then if you see if maybe there's a particular product we want to push, I can say, okay, you know what? If you push this and we sell this, a particular commission will be paid to you. So more
Mm.
like incentive. So that one will make them be on their toes to see how they can earn this money and then keep being themselves. You understand? So
Mm.
the most important thing is having creating more like a sense of belonging. They need to feel
Mm.
like they are part of the business. Yes, with that they can stay longer with you. I see my people hailing me. Yeah, Ginger. That so that's it. So the goal is just motivate, motivate, motivate. How
Mm.
you want to do it in terms of talking, in terms of finance or financial, if you're giving them money or something or tips, or maybe sometimes you just buy them food, or sometimes you take them out, you flex them, you make them feel or give them off. Sometimes their head will be filled up. They say, my please, I need a day off. Let them. Don't kill them. Do you understand? So motivation is just everything, and that's how I've been able to at least keep some of my good hands. Yeah, that's it. And
Mm.
you asked something else. I didn't get the other question.
Yeah,
You asked
the
something else.
question
Have I answered?
Yes, you have, in terms
Okay.
of how to refrain, how to keep them, and how to what qualities you look for in the team members. You know, when you want to get them in, you there are some qualities you look out for. It's not just the CV. So, what qualities do you look out for to even get this top talent?
Number one, I must see that energy. Oh. As I'm interviewing you, I'm looking at but sometimes of people may come in looking all gingered and all, but by the time they start work, you say, what do I even, what did I go recruit like this? You understand? Just permit me, or sometimes I just like to relate with myself. People who know me, they know me. So you get. So I look at that energy because me, I'm very energetic. So if you come to my interview and I like, what's your name? My name is Omo, you will not get the job. Oh. Yes, then I also look for people who are trustworthy.
Mm.
Like you said, being trustworthy may mean different things. For me, um, every I, let me not say this one, but for me, I feel everybody is a thief until proven otherwise. You get that program because it's a retail
Yes,
business.
yes, yes.
I just feel everybody's a thief until proven otherwise. So if I'm employing you to come to work for me, okay, I trust you. Let me just trust you. You get. But
Yeah.
there are some people who we have trusted and then they have stabbed you on the back. You see the kind of things that we see, even with the CCTV cameras watching everything, they'll tell you put CCTV to limit risk. It's a
Mm.
lie. Even with the camera, you see staff backing the camera, stealing from you. And then you'll be wondering, what's going on? This person told me that she attends the highest church in Nigeria. In fact, if I'm interviewing you and you mention church, I will not give you the job.
Oh
So
my
people who want to apply and
God.
I did, yes, I will not give you the job. Do you understand? If I want to do business with you and you tell me God will do it, I will not do that business with you. I'm a Christian, no. I'm a Christian. I worship God,
Yes,
yes.
true, true,
But
true,
don't tell
true,
me
true.
God will do it. I am entering contract with you, not God. Do you get?
Mm-hmm,
So don't tell me
mm-hmm.
if something happens, you not tell me work of the devil. No, now. So this is business. You get. So if I'm doing business, well, I want to engage with you, and then you are telling me maybe on my you are telling me the Lord of God, and I'm saying I won't give you the job. That's just the truth because uh, yeah. So again, you must be hungry.
Mm.
You must be hungry. And for me, I also look at lifestyle. Oh. Some people will say if maybe I'm employing somebody for, I don't want to mention my salary level, but I'm seeing you looking all
Yeah.
flashy. I will not give you the job because I know that my salary cannot maintain you. You get.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
if I'm paying you this amount and I'm seeing that you are putting on a hair that is worth 500,000, the one where your boss wear like 100K. I'm still trying to manage my life. Do you understand? And I want to employ somebody that is more than me. I cannot sustain you now. And if the salary cannot sustain you, of course they'll tell you that boyfriend or somebody is giving them money. You get. What if the
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend doesn't give you money that month? You come and steal from me. So those are the things that I look at. Then also, some people, me, I pay attention to details. So then when it comes to feeding again in my if I see what you eat, if I see what you eat, yeah, I'm just being practical because I have a lot of employees pass through me. If I see what you
Yeah.
maybe you are eating, in fact, when you come with your food to work, I look at you as correct. But if I see you're always buying food, I know how much it costs me. I cook my food in the house. You're always buying food outside, and when you buy, you don't just buy and manage yourself. You buy with chicken, buy with turkey. How much is your salary? We do plus or minus. Where are you getting the money from? No, sometimes you just need to. I'm not telling you not to enjoy your life. Not that you don't. Maybe once in a while, yes, you can eat but how can you sustain that lifestyle? That's what I'm asking.
True.
So with that, look at
True.
the little things I look at. And I also look at dressing too, because for my kind of business, you have to be professional. You have to be very professional, because people are looking at you. They must align with you before they will say they want to even align with whatever is on your or what you're marketing to them. You get. So in fact, if we can go on because it's 1 hour is not even enough, and as far as I'm concerned, because we have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So let me leave the rest to Miss Getu if she has anything to say. See, I'm chicken at 4K. See, na chicken at David chicken at 4K. I won't take one.
I can relate to a very flamboyant lifestyle when it doesn't align with the path you're taking, when it doesn't align with the amount you're getting. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't even add up. Because at the end of the day, once you've opened the level of your contentment to be unlimited, then anything can come in. The devil can whisper and say, "This is not enough. Get more," because there's a limit to this thing. So I relate with that a lot. I can
Humble
understand
beginning.
that.
How were we coping when we were employees? We were once working. I used to trek. If I tell my story, we don't go close today. Do you understand? My route from Ilupeju to Oshodi, we go drag bus. You understand? So you cannot be entering Uber every time and paying you how much. How will you sustain it? So that's just the truth. So we look at all those things. We all have humble beginnings. Why a bit to go buy hair? How much is it not Dali Yaki? We need to put on our head that time.
True,
It's Dali Yaki now. You get
true, true. Yeah.
we reuse that weave-on. We reuse the weave-on for like 2-3
We use it
times.
over and over.
Saying, tell ourselves the truth. This thing is not, it's not rocket science. It's something that, but people now, they don't want to jump. You see yourself, manage yourself.
Mm.
See, we used to go to Yaba, and they tell you, Yaba was my boutique. Oh, yeah. So we need to be humble, and then when you start having the money, then you can start living your life. But for that's just it. So let me just keep quiet. Talk through my mouth.
So, Mrs. Mrs. Ige, do you have anything to add to that?
Okay, Mrs. Silva said, truly, so for me, I don't even use the phrase top talents when I talk about employing. I look for what I look out for. I look for quality personnel. I'm after quality persons. So so I need to know if I have to get the right vibe that this is, this person has the quality I want. So because sometimes a person can be very skillful and will just be a mess to your business. So one of the things we look out for is what is the quality of this person as a person first. I would choose loyalty. I would choose integrity, as one of my top pickers. Then or top parameters if I want to employ someone. Because
But
if you
let
are
me let
a
me
person
quickly
that
let me quickly jump in. Let me quickly jump in there. When you say integrity, you say
mm,
loyalty, you say
mm-hmm.
quality. How do you get that at the beginning? Like,
You
how do
can't get
you know
it
this
though.
person?
How do you know? That's true. That's a very good question. How do you know?
Yeah. So for starters, one of the things, like you said, Ms. Silva, a lot of these things, when they come for the interview, you will look at these things. Like you said, what position has the person come for? How is the person dressed up? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much are you looking at as your salary? Are you aware of how much I am offering here? Then, if I start talking to you and you listen carefully, a lot of times you actually see the seeds of those things. I'll put this in the silver. Every time you're employed wrongly, later when you look at it, most times you realize that during your interview process, the seed
You
of that thing
sensed
was
it.
there.
Yes,
But
yes.
you
That's
rushed
how
it, or
to
you liked
yeah.
something that was so good that you
Yes.
said this other one. It's always there. So look at, like you said, the way the person asks questions. Like you said, you can just ask random. Oh, okay. So what would you like? What's your typical on the average? Where are they coming from?
Somebody
If the person,
said you're a
if the
natural
person is
detective. You're a natural
for one of
detective.
of a better word, it's a different if person is a rich kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you will know
yeah.
when you ask them questions about, like, what did you do in your former place? You know, and people come with a lot of stories on their CV, right? But by the time you start poking, so for us now, you're a lawyer, right? And you say you do this, you do that. Oh, in this kind of situation, this is the mess. How do you help your clients go through it? If you start answering and you are cutting corners in your answer, and you are being there's a sharp lawyer and there is a right lawyer, and you are I already know. It's just a matter of time. You will do Shapiro for me. So some of this in this answer, so you need to start tailoring questions that would put people in subtle conflict of interest mode. The way they answer you will know. Then also, I want to highlight the need for maybe going back to their previous employers for reference check, especially for people that have work history. I really want to emphasize the need for that. I know that truly sometimes in this part of the world, even the former employers are not as honest as they should be. They say, let's not look like I'm holding the person back. I'm sure Mrs. Silva has done something like that. Maybe sometimes when they come to us for reference check now.
Yes, now.
So I will not be like the witch that does not want the person to move on in life.
Yes.
But sometimes we actually owe a duty to the new employer. Even if we don't come off as totally bad. You know, but there's a way the person will write something. And you as the new employer, understanding the reality of our society, or should I say our societal culture, where the average person will not necessarily come up and tell you that this person is a terrible staff. But there's any person who will write, you know, and you know that this person, I need to give it a second look, or even if I bring you in, I will put you in the outer gates or outer courts, so that if you damage from there, my exposure is minimal. Before I know, gradually bring you into the place where you can, before you just come with a killer blow and everything has scattered immediately. So for that, but if you have a former good employee, and they bring you a form for reference check, the way the person will write, even you know that when you just this person, they are missing her, where she's coming from or where it's coming from. You understand what I'm trying to say? When they just say it's good, it's fit for you. When you see like it's good, it's fit for you, it's a pinch of salt. So these are some of the things. But I will tell you the truth, as much as possible, get the person talking. What people say, Bible says, from the abundance of the hearts, the mouth speaks. Get the person talking. And I know sometimes we rush our interview processes, but as much as you can, especially for setting positions, there are some positions you shouldn't gamble with. Get the person talking. You come do presentation. And then, of course, I'll also look at, there's a minimum skill level that you must have. But beyond your skill level, I look for teachability. A person that can be taught. You as in it's fine. You might have somebody that even knows more, that is in quote has more skill but cannot be taught. You are better off with the person who can be taught. If the person at least has a minimum standard. So first have your minimum standard first. Because if your goal is I'm looking for a top talent, you will be carried away by talents, and you will miss out on the things that make the talent worth it. Like the example that slept off and carried the laptop, and they took laptop from her. I mean, that was a diamond in the rough. Diamond in the gutter. Not just in the rough, in the deep gutter. But but part of the things we did for her was we sat down and I said, see, listen to this confirm you are looking at. We are on a journey, and we are growing, every day. If you're going to be part of it, you must be ready to grow and grow every day. I said, because if you don't grow, a time will come. People we are after you will come and be your senior here. We are not. This is not civil service that we will say 5 years of service, 10 years of service, 15 years of service, 20 years of service. Promotion is automatic. No. If you are driving the value, you will get the promotion. So that tomorrow you not come and say, I sat there for 10 years. They did bad thing. They put several people over my head. I later fired me. If you don't grow, after some time, we will let you go. And with that friend. So you need to be clear about your expectations. And I mean, a lot of times we take probation periods for granted. And I feel like your probation period is part of your interview process, in quotes. Because sometimes we just this is where you actually now begin to see the quality of the person. I remember that we had someone, the person came in, he didn't do so well at his interview because he had not had sufficient experience, exposure. But he was terribly honest. When I mean he
Mm.
was terribly honest. Like when we ask him, instead of, because I'm a lawyer now, the average lawyer wants to be smart. He wants to use grammar to turn the thing, and scatter the thing, but he don't
Yeah.
answer the question.
Yeah.
This brother, the thing I don't know, ma. They did not, as he was so
Wow.
things that he was just so stressed, and we're like, wow, that this guy, one had age issues against him. So most people they're not going to give him the opportunity he needed. His law was not his first
Mhm.
course. He went back to school to read law, but he was a very honest person, and we felt that was, uncommon. But then we now wanted to see his teachability, his skill level, and his quality, the quality of his person. So we gave him
Yeah.
an intern role, and we said, oh, you don't have to come to work every day, but we'll observe you. So
Yeah.
after like the first 1 month, my partner was like, oh, she thinks that we can start discussing giving him a more permanent role. And I said
Yeah.
to her that the 1 month I've observed him, he's done well, but there are some lines I'm not clear about. I still think we need like 1 more month. He might be doing initial
Mm.
gra for me, for
Mhm.
initial gra for us. I still think we
Mhm.
need another 1 month. And I think that, and I already picked up on some things. Just give me some time. So we
Yeah.
did a second month. By the end of the second month, the loopholes I saw that he was dropping, we put in
Yeah.
procedures to make it more difficult for him to maneuver his way around. By the end of the second month,
Wow.
he resigned. He resigned by
My
himself
God.
Wow.
because he knew that we had caught on to him, that he was
Wow.
doing 2 jobs at the same time.
Wow.
We didn't have if he had been open about it, which was the first
Yeah.
value that brought you here in the first place,
Yeah.
integrity.
Yeah.
If he had maintained
Yeah.
integrity, we probably might have been flexible with him, and so we
Yeah.
let him go. So I want to re-emphasize your probation period. Take your probation period as part of your interview process. As part of your interview
Mhm.
process, set the things you will need to set. My former guy used to say, set trap. Set the trap you need to set in quotes
Mhm.
and for want of a better word, but continue your interview during your probation. Then you can now make a decision as to the quality of the person. Then for motivating people when they come in, there's the culture
Yeah.
that my partner and I agreed on, and it was this: that every time we are sharing profits, like the firm, because of course the only time you can share profits is when you look at the books and you feel like, okay, there's a reasonable amount of inflow that's coming over a period,
Yeah.
that and so when the
Yeah.
partners are sharing profits, we also share profit across board, from the young lowest indicator to the highest. Everybody gets extra income from the profits.
Mm.
So, and this is how people see it in 2 ways. So that even they too, when they are praying for the firm, they'll be praying for brief so that profit will come in.
Yeah.
Because when the
Yeah.
profit comes in, all of us smile. We don't look at it as when they are collecting your salary. Of course,
Mm.
what they will get for profit sharing is not what we will get clearly, because we
Mm.
don't collect salary.
Yeah.
But they will, no matter how small, you must get something out of the profit.
Out of
I've
the
said all this, you see,
profit.
I've seen people. I mean, I've seen clients. I've seen lawyers that we have employed who, in fact, there was a particular one who did not even deserve profit at all when he came, because he was doing nonsense. My partner said she recommends that he takes nothing from the profit sharing. But I just
Yeah.
had this, let's just, he's
Let's
unlike
just do
us.
it.
So
Mhm.
I just
Mhm.
recommended a very minimal amount and said, just give him. Do you know that in spite of this guy was trying to divert our client briefs. But
Wow.
unfortunately for him, what he did not know was that when he does that, the clients always come back to us and tell us,
To let you know. Hmm.
yes. The only client he deceived, that one actually thought he was doing the work in the name of the firm, but he was doing it by himself. The work boomeranged, and so the client had to escalate to his superiors. And so that's how
Wow.
we
Hmm.
knew. So I'm saying that
Oh,
you can do all the right things, and you will still have those people. They will always
Issues.
still be there. But we just try not to overreact, in the sense that because we've had one bad employee, we now start treating, we now say, what, I'm not going to be
Taking that
nice anymore.
person.
I'm not going to do this
Yeah.
anymore. I'll just be
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah.
Just let's do the best of our abilities. Let's just keep fine. And like we said, motivate them. We look at your skill level. We even ask you, do you think you want to do certain trainings? But we are not Mother Teresa. If I'm going to train
Mhm.
you, if I'm going to pay for professional course, how will it
Mhm.
benefit me? We put it
mm.
in black
Mhm.
and white. It's part of
Mhm.
your remuneration. We
Mhm.
put it in black and white. We just try to make sure that we are there for you. Like, like you said, I mean, we do all the motivation thing. We hang out, we buy food when when there's time. In fact, if we have like a trial, after the trial we do so well, we just buy food for everybody. Like we win a case, everybody, it's
Yeah.
party time.
Yeah.
We do
Yeah.
all of that, and even sometimes nothing is happening. You guys have a nice time. We just share money around. We do all of that, but we are also there in your. I mean, I remember for all our staff that have given birth, apart from your maternity leave salary, we pay salary
Yeah.
during maternity leave. I
Wow.
realize that some big companies, they don't pay you your salary during maternity leave, or they don't pay you fully. We, at least our money is chicken, it's not so much, but we will still pay you full during maternity
Wow.
leave. Then
That's commendable. That's
we will give
commendable.
you naming ceremony gift, like for your baby. There's a cash gift for your baby. But
Wow.
let me not make you laugh.
Wow.
My own partner and I, when we gave birth, the company did not give us these things. So then, of course, on your birthday, we celebrate your birthday in the office. We buy you a cake,
Yeah.
drinks, and all of
Wow.
that. Then, of course, for us, we now vex that we did not come to this world to suffer for people alone. So we used to buy ourselves gifts, like a very nice gift, and I think the gift has been growing in financial whatever over time. So because you have to be motivated if you are motivating people as well. So
Yeah.
long and short, let them know that we are in this together. If money is coming
Mm-hmm.
in, I mean, for those that we've had those that were doing courses in school, they had financial issues paying up, and we borrowed them money to do their project, their master's project. We borrowed
Yeah.
them money to pay
Yeah.
their fees, and all of that. In fact, sometimes we will say the firm cannot borrow you, but the partners will borrow you. As it
Mm.
just to let us know at the end of the day, we are in this together. You will still get the good, you will get the bad, you will still get the ugly. May God
Yes,
help
so
us. Thank you.
So wow. That's so good. That's so good actually, because like you pay you pay maternity leave. That's surprising, because I'm like maybe I'll come and work. I'm not giving birth again.
Like,
Sorry,
madam,
I'm not giving birth again. Hello, what is it? No, 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 no. That would be a mistake. Not for me. No, 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 no. So let's move on. So our time is fast spent actually.
yeah.
So I'm just going to ask one more question, and we're going to close. And let me just let you know, this is not going to be the end of it. I'm going to invite you guys again. Maybe one, not two this time, so you can have more time to speak, but this is not the last of it. So my last question is this: what advice would you give somebody that wants to start a company and does not have your background? Mrs. Silva, your background, you get plenty fund. Mrs.
Rich
Ige,
madam, rich madam, we hail.
as much
I
as
don't
you
get
didn't have
money. Oh.
so much, but you were comfortable. For somebody that, like, it's just not looking like it, but this person has a dream, and this person has a vision that he or she wants to pursue, and it will influence and impact the economy. What advice would you give that person? What's that word that you're like, this person would take it and run? Who's going first? Who's going first? If I'm not talking, somebody should go first now. Okay, okay.
As
Let's
in,
let's
is it like when you want to start, what you can advise the person, or the
yes,
best advice, right?
yes,
Um,
yes,
for
yes.
for me, you need to have a why. You need to know your why.
Mm,
Why are you going into this business? Because that why,
mm,
sometimes you wake up and you are demotivated with the issues, the
mm,
problems surrounding the whole, in fact, surrounding the whole business, the country, and then you want to give up. But when you remember your why, you just
mm.
get up, and then you
Just the
leave the
power
house,
again.
and
Mhm.
yes. So your why, you need to, that's strong. Like me now, my why is my children.
Mm,
Mm.
I need to give them the best. I need to give them. So when I see them, and they must go to the best schools. They must eat well. You get. So if you don't hustle, I'm telling you, they would suffer. And I don't
mm,
want, like me, I am this kind of woman that I don't wait for my husband to give me anything. You get.
mm.
But if he gives me, if you don't give me, while I go day. You understand? If he's on this life, I beg, go give me. Oh.
My
But the thing is that
God.
I will not sit down and wait for you. And I always tell women, you need to get up. I will not want to buy something and then I'm waiting for my husband to
That's
buy me
fine.
that thing. I need to
Mm-hmm.
have my own power. You know, a man will respect you if you have that power.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Some people will say unye odogu, unye odogu. I can be my own odogu. You get.
Mm. Mm.
So that's my why. And again, the best advice I can give somebody who is starting up. You need to know that problems will come your way. There is no business
There's no
person
escaping
who
it.
cannot escape problems. You see,
Oh my God.
business. You see this thing that we say business.
Yeah.
Business is like marriage. Business is like
Mm.
life, where you
Mm.
see problem, and you cannot run away from it. Do you want to shut down? Me, I don't want to fail. So the failure, the fear of failure, it will always keep me on my foot. I don't want to fail. Why will somebody pass RDC and see shut down? We want to spread, even if we're not
Mm.
spreading in location, we want to be spreading in terms of our customer,
Mm.
the number of customers we have,
Market.
because it's not even about your
Mm-hmm.
marketing, your market share. We need to be increasing that market
Mm-hmm.
share. So I don't want a situation whereby somebody will come and say, RDC, what happened? Do you get?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be ready to face those challenges. It must come. You cannot run away from it. It must come. And you need to in fact, that positive, you need to have that positive mindset. Nothing, and again, I will always tell people, God is the highest. Even though I said it before, you don't need to, if you mention God, I'll run away from you. Sometimes I'll be very weak. You see me weak, you just see me strolling to the blessed sacrament, and I'm there praying. Because sometimes when you leave that place, you have that mindset to push again. So if you don't have this, if you don't have a strong why, you see you derail. If you don't have the
Mm.
mindset of having challenges or failures on your way up, you must fall. If you don't, and you as you are falling, you
Mm.
must get back up. A challenge
Mm.
might hit you. That challenge, you may not stand up. But if you have that strong mindset, you get up. And again, you need to hold God as your number one, because He's our number one. No, I'm telling you. So that's just it. So if you are coming in, entrepreneurship is a very exciting journey. I must tell you, it's very exciting. You have your time. You can flex your life. You can enjoy yourself.
Mm.
You can
Mm.
live your dreams. Yes, you can live your dreams. I'm telling you, if you know how to structure your business well, you can go for a vacation. You have the money to enjoy yourself. But the truth of the matter is, you must keep developing yourself. You must embrace challenges, because challenges will only make us stronger. If it doesn't come our way, we will not grow. You must also keep learning. There's no way you will earn. You must learn. If there's any professional course you need to get engaged in, you do it. If it's relating to your field, do it, so that you will get better. You have to be a better version of yourself every day. Do you understand? So as
Yeah.
you're having competitors, don't look at, for me, I see them as collaborators. Yes, sometimes
Mm.
we want to look at what they are doing. Hey, what is
Mm.
MedPlus doing? What is MedPlus doing? What is these people doing? Hey. And then you see how you can copy one or two. But they're also your collaborators. You get, so don't see, you compete with yourself. Be a better. How are we last year? Are we going to be the same this year?
Mm.
Are we scaling? You
Mm.
get. So all those things, if you are starting up, please come and join the journey. We need more entrepreneurs, people
We
who can,
do.
so that we can employ more labor. We can help the Nigerian economy to give people more jobs. So that's where I will end my own this thing.
Thank you
So,
so
Mrs.
much,
Ige,
Miss
oh yeah,
Silva. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is again.
Sylvia, thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, like you said, that for people that do not have a like background as to, I think you're talking about finances, right? How how can they
What
start?
what you would advise somebody that wants to start a business? The best
So
advice to
for
give the
so
person.
for so Mr. Silva has talked on like a lot of key things. I'll just in for so that I do not reiterate what she says. I think she has touched
Yeah.
on a lot. I will emphasize one thing: you need a mindset. You need the right mindset. Your mindset. And if you look at mindset, the why, the why, your why is part of your mindset. But you need the right mindset, and particularly you need a growth mindset. So I would advise everyone here, maybe you can on your own do a bit of study around what a growth mindset is. But if
Or
you
maybe we
have the
can
right
maybe we
mindset,
can actually invite you again to teach us about the growth mindsets. But continue.
okay, so you need the right mindset, you need a growth mindset. It's a continuously growing mindset, because once you have that, you will sustain sufficient curiosity to and grit, curiosity and grit to search out every whatever you need part time to make that business work. You will be and you will
Hmm.
be able to go for the skill you need part time. Once your mindset is always right, whatever you need to do to keep your mindset right and on the growth path, please prioritize that, because once that is in place, you are able to seek out every other thing you need to push to the next level. Like she said, and part of the key of your mindset, I mean, your why, the God factor. I mean, like she said, I mean, no, you don't want to fail. You don't want to fail God. You don't want to get to, like I said, a business in the beginning it's a command. Jesus said,
Mhm.
do business till I come. And we saw what happened to the guy with the one talent that didn't do well with his own business. When you like this, they will cane you if you don't use your talent properly.
Yes, now. Yes, now.
So please, so so God and God, and know that God is willing and able to go with you, because I mean, God is not interested in people suffering. Like she said, if you can employ another 100 people, if you can put food on people's table, as in smiles on their children's faces, you can save children, people from prostitution and all that, because of one business. You think God will not stand with you?
Mm.
He will. He will. And apart from that, God doesn't want you to suffer. God wants you to be Odogu. God wants me to be Odogu. So, I mean, once we have the God parts as it seems, I mean, that gives a book that for me, and that's one of the things that gets me going, even on the down days. I know who leads my business. I mean, my partner says that Jesus is the senior partner of our
Yes.
business. Who can fault Jesus? So we are good to go. So have that mindset. You are undaunted. You are unstoppable. Then in addition, to that, you need to separate the skill part or the product part of your business from the business of business. And this is part of the mindset. There's a difference between, I mean, you are a lawyer, I mean, you are a craftsman. Mrs. Silva is into, she's selling pharmaceutical goods and all that. There's the goods, right? There's the skill as a pharmacist, so that she will not give augmentin to somebody that needs paracetamol. So as there's all of that, and you need to keep learning and being on point with that. That's great. But there is this skill of business. There's the business of business that you need to learn. You need to know that, and that will push you into another set of things. So once you have that, because sometimes we go into business with a hobby, something we like, you need to clearly
Mm.
define what your
Yeah.
goals are. You need to clearly define what your goals are. And you need to tell yourself that it's time for your hobby to pay you. You have been playing with
Mhm.
your hobby. You have been paying your
Yeah.
hobby. Let that hobby not come and pay you. And so part of how you think about, what the white space in the industry you are going into. The white space, and what I mean is this: what space is your business going to what's your business going to do in the industry? So I'll give an example. Okay, say for I know when people go camping, they say that you don't use like strong perfumes because you can attract like animals and all
Mm.
that. But what if you come up with a kind of scent that would repel mosquitoes, repel bugs, but will still smell nice? And you see that some people would actually still go out, because some people want to still, they don't want to be smelling now when they are at camp, but at the same time they don't want a bear to come and eat them up. So if you can actually do something that will repel, scent that will repel these animals, but at the same time, help the person smell nice. I mean, that's a white space, right? The average person will want to go in there and buy
Mhm.
that kind of food. So think about it.
Yeah.
What are you bringing? What is your business bringing into the market? some things, what your business can be bringing, you can be doing exactly what the other person is doing, not that you are cheaper. So
Mm.
next thing will not be, next thing will not just agree to sell something at a particular price. They feel they are big people. We are not big, don't worry. As long as we are making profit, we will sell it, we will do the same thing, but we'll sell it cheaper. So just think about that, your idea. If you have to have the idea clearly thought out. So then also you need to create a plan and solidify your vision. Then you need to prepare your product or your service. How do I want to, how am I going to provide this service? How am I going to provide this product? If it's a product that needs packaging, what packaging? What would the cost be? Then you need to know your selling margin. What will be if it costs me 1 naira to produce this? How much will I sell this that I will make a profit? If I sell it 2 naira, I might not make a profit because by the time
You
you
will
remove
not
your
even make a profit.
so you need to know how much will I sell this by product that would make a profit. Then when you have that, then like we said earlier, register with CAC when you get to points and all that, and try to be as much as possible, be heavy on your compliance from the beginning. I'm saying this from the point of a lawyer. Most times people start a business, they don't register. That's one wahala. Tomorrow somebody now comes and takes your business name and puts it on their side, but you're now fighting. But we're not sure for 10 years. You did not register. Sorry. Things like trademark and all that, go and register them and register them as soon as possible. Things like filing your annual returns, tax, all those small things that become big issues later. Please settle them. Things like NAFDAC. And if your business line has any compliance matter, find out early enough and start planning how you will be in alignment. I mean, very dark man has been disgracing people up and down who don't have NAFDAC number. So sometimes if these plans were, and these people have sold to a point for him to even know them, they are visible already. By now they should have started dealing with their NAFDAC issues. So please have those things.
We have a question here. And the
Yes.
question states, how can you estimate professional service?
Estimate in what sense? I need clarity, please.
Okay, so Mr. David, please, can you clarify the question?
So I need to know
Okay,
what he means by estimate.
yeah. So I'm like, you are both coming back. Oh, let me just let you know now,
Then I think
because
lastly, you need to create your sales, like agree on your sales platform. How am I selling? Like Mrs. Sylvia is strong on the social media market. You need to know
yeah,
how, because how to convert all these marketing to sales. How am I selling? Oh, I'm selling in a supermarket. If I'm doing kunu, my kunu is in the supermarket. I have a website. You can buy my kunu online. I have an IG page. You can contact me on IG. Do you understand? So you have that, or you have to be clear. How am I selling? Because I know people that have come up with good products and it's sleeping in their house. It's packing dust there. They did not think through how to sell. So you need that in place. Then of course, what are my sales policy? If you check some Instagram pages, you see people say no return, but you can exchange. No, that what I sell I've sold. But whereas some companies will tell you can return goods, but return within 3 days, return without breaking the package, return without, so whatever those things are for you. I mean, come up with policies that will attract customers as well. The average person on Instagram says no return, no exchange. If you can have some conditions where you can return and exchange. I know pharmacy people don't used to collect drugs back, even when they give us the wrong thing. But I know it's specific to that industry.
No, sometimes we do. There are some customers you actually have to bend your rules. You have somebody.
Good.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh,
Like I
that's
said, some
good.
people will tell you business is you don't give out credit facility to your business in your business. I'm telling you that some people that
the line.
you've gotten to a particular level, you have to, even though
Make the
you
exceptions.
so
please come up with policies that will work for your business at the stage that you are in. When you have thought through all the things we have said and you now have financing issues, if you walk up to, maybe like I said, in my case now, I had a partner, right? Of course, there are some businesses I've done on my own without my partner, but I have a partner, and I said like that sort of helps with our financing to an extent.
Yeah,
If you can find
yeah.
someone who might not even be the person might not be hands-on in the business. Some people just want to invest money and go. Trust me, there are people looking for good ideas, like we said, but you have to have thought through all these things, like Mrs. Silva and I have said. You have to have a clear business plan. They must see that you are going somewhere, and you preferably you should have done like a test to show that this product is viable.
It's profitable. Yeah, it's viable.
5, 10 folders first. Then you go to meet certain people. They will give you money, and they will give you without interest. They will just be partners in your business. CSC, Kama has come up, Company and Allied Partners has come up with various types of businesses that people can do in collaboration, that you have clear contracts that reduce, minimum issues about fights tomorrow. Just speak with a lawyer. I'm not marketing, but speak with a lawyer. And at the same time, have clear whatever. Bring in investors. Don't go to banco. I beg you. Unless you're already a billionaire, you know you want to pay. Don't go. Talk to friends. Talk to family. And please, your behavior before we tell now. If you borrow 5 naira, start returning the money. Everything you go, be returning it. If you want to start business, be returning money when you borrow it. So the day you come with business,
Speaking of
they will listen to you.
speaking speaking of funding, there are actually grants out there that
As
are
well.
funding big teams this time around. So you can research on it. And if you can't find anything much on research, there are platforms that share grants, like they share grants information. So you can actually join those platforms, even if you have to pay a token, you can join
Mrs.
them
J,
and you get
Mrs. J,
yes,
the thing about some of these
yes,
grants, you actually have to have gotten to some levels before some of these grants before they give you anything.
Yes.
So I'm not
yeah,
talking about someone that just talk to the people around. The truth, someone that I look at in business said something that it's not that you don't have 100 million. It's not that you don't have 500. You don't have the character that commands that money yet.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
if it's 100,000, 200,000, trust me, if you have been someone with integrity and you have a clear-cut business, like we have said, me and Mrs. have explained, and all these things, you will find somebody that you can walk up to, or somebody that can walk up to somebody on your behalf and say, this person will return your money and give you 100,000, give you 200,000, give you 500,000. You start this first before we now start scaling up and collecting grants and doing all those other. Because sometimes some business were doing well until they collected grant funds. They were not able to handle that level of growth. So please start with your immediate circle. And if your behavior has not been, your finances, your integrity in finance has been poor before now, it's not the end of the world. Jesus died for us. He forgave us. You can change now and start, and start
Again,
growing a good credit record, a good, yes,
yeah,
with the
yeah.
relationship. And if I will apologize to the people you have collected money for and did not pay back, and start a new life. After a period of when you see you have changed, there's the number one, then you save for your business. Whatever, if you're working somewhere now, like Miss Sylvia said, don't be eating turkey and chicken and not save. Bring food from home, save some money. You can still save in this economy. Someone says when you save, that's the only time you pay yourself. When you spend, you pay someone else. I will stop at this point. Thank you very much,
So,
ma'am.
Mr. David has sent a clarification. He said, "How can you value and charge a customer while offering a professional service to them? Mostly, there is no cost price or selling price. How big can you imagine the margin?"
Okay, so first, I'm in the service industry and I can understand this challenge, especially for lawyers in Nigeria. I don't understand. Some clients will call you and tell you that I just want a short contract, 1 page, because they don't want you to charge them properly. And they'll say, is it not just 1 page? Are you charging me 500,000? Why are you charging me 1 million? The truth is, service businesses of that nature, like consulting, professional services, like cannot be measured in that manner. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
It
I
cannot be measured in
can.
that manner. It cannot be measured in that manner. First, you need to look at your level of expertise. So, let me even say for lawyers now, there's been a bit of help for us because we've noticed that this has been a challenge. So around 2023, there's the new legal practitioners remuneration bill skill that gives us like a minimum amount that we should charge. So anybody looking at that law can actually use it as a guide, as a professional in your own sector, to see some of the factors that you can look at to consider how much to charge. So some of the things you can look at to consider how much to charge in a professional service area. One, the value of the thing itself that you are working on. So for example, somebody is working on a brief worth billions. I mean, it means that the level of expertise that will go into it, what you are saving the person damage them the danger from, or what you are helping the person to gain, is high in quality. And so as a result of that, you should look at a reasonable margin, a wider margin than you will look at if it is a business of just 1 million. That's one. Then two, look at the how this the urgency. The urgency. So if for example the person needs it so urgently and this business will take a lot of your time, you know that you are going to have to sacrifice other businesses to attend to this business. So you look at that too. So that's one parameter there, the urgency, the number of the length of time, number of hours you're going to spend on the work, the level of expertise required. Then you can look at the number of years you have spent, the number of years you spent in the business. So for someone that is under 10 years, under 5 years at the bar, under 10 years at the bar, or 10 years and more at the bar, we have different scale of charge, minimum scale of charges for different things. I mean, if you've been at something for 10 years, I mean, you cannot, your expertise are expected to be in a certain manner. So also look at the number of years you have spent. Then also look at your relationship with the clients. Like Ms. Silva was saying, you can make some concessions on on some things. You know that, okay, this is a long-term relationship. We are going to grow together and all that. But you should make it clear that you are making those concessions. If I were you put it as a discount. So if you are supposed to charge like 5 million, I put 5 million, then I will say, okay, I'm giving you a 50% discount, pay 2.5. So they know clearly that in this case, I'm giving a concession. 2.5 is not the usual bill. So then the truth is, at the end of the day, you know the value of your work. You know the dedication you give to your clients. Like we in our firm, and even I personally, I know that we don't just, I mean, I don't want to use certain terminologies, I'm not just after your money. I will tell you the truth. In fact, I will send you away if you don't listen. That's how, as in, it's not about your money. No, I'm building a brand.
You are somewhat like Miss. You are somewhat like Miss Silva in that aspect.
I'm building a brand. It's a professional career. I want to be here for the long run. I want to be here for the good. So I will be very clear with you as to what and what you do and how much it will cost. If I perceive that you are not understanding my value, if I perceive you are not understanding my value, because I know that I will go the long haul for you. In fact, if I fix the way we are, if we fix an amount as a service and I've written the scope, if by the time I enter the scope, within that scope, it is more than I thought, I won't come back to you for more money. I tell you, even if I don't make a profit, that's how me I am. That's why when I not give you a figure, you are not telling me nonsense. I prefer to sit down in my house and eat corn. I will not do your work. Go. So you have to learn to say no sometimes, especially when you feel like the client is not understanding the value you are bringing. You too, you need to know the value you are bringing. And I mean, I've seen clients that have walked away and see hey, they have come back.
Don't start what you cannot finish.
Yes. So like that. So please, you are in the best position to know, but please do not be unrealistic. You know what level you are. You know what you know the level of expertise you are giving. Look at the value of what, and don't be greedy. Don't be greedy, be practical. Then what you can also do, speak to people that are in the industry with you, and you can compare bills. You used to call to say that is outside the normal. How much do you think I should charge for this? And that was her normal behavior. Even we recently, somebody referred us to a big client, and we gave certain bills, and we did some work. Then there were certain kinds of contracts they required, and we gave them another set of bills, and they started pricing a certain way. We had to go back to the person that did the connection to say, you know this client better. See what's happening. Do you think that in truth, this is, and to be truthful, we are giving concessions. We have even used lower scales than our year of call, because we just said, okay, let's look like a junior in the firm did it. But when a junior in the firm does the work, a senior will still look at it, and that's the truth. But we gave those concessions, and they were still being adamant. But we now have to go back to discuss with the person that did the reference. This client XYZ, and the person was like, "What do you mean? These people are billionaires." So we went and said, outside 100 minus 100,000, no, I'm not reducing again. And They didn't bring it up. We didn't bring it up again. The person I went back to report us to the person that did the connection to say they should talk to us. I'm just saying that these things will happen as it is in the service industry. It's one of the challenges that lawyers face till now. But you just have to know when to say no, know when to say yes. Know your words and stand for it. Don't worry. Yes, you to look like some things are going, but the right ones will come. And after a while, you are known for a certain class, and that's where you belong. Thank you.
Wow.
You see
What
that
a
core
powerful
value,
statement.
that core,
Yeah.
those values are very, very important.
Mm.
Like sometimes I don't know whether you have that issues in your own organization, but for my own value, because I have key values. One is integrity, professionalism, respect. Now for integrity, there's some customers, some people, they know this thing. They know that, okay, you come to the pharmacy, you need a prescription to get XYZ drug, and then they want to push you and say, Sylvia, now, I'm your top customers now. I'm your top customer. You need to sell this drug to me. So it's a very big challenge, and sometimes I just say no, and because of that, they stop patronizing. So you understand?
Wow.
So yeah, it is a big problem. Some customers will want they want to alter your value because they know that they are your big clients. Even when it comes to respect, of course, we need to show equal respect across all our clients. But you see some people say, yeah, I'm just passing by the pharmacy. Please tell your staff to come and hand it over to me. You leave people that are on because you feel that you are so important, or you are bringing so much money to the business, and then you want to just capitalize on it. So in as much as these values, we have these values, but sometimes there are challenges. You see people want to draw your profession. In fact, I've had issues where I pitied somebody and gave the person a medication I'm not supposed to give because the person was bleeding, not knowing that it was a planted thing. I made like I did that. This agency just came in. And do you understand? So there's some things that you don't go back to. My husband was always tell me, don't start what you cannot finish. If you know that this is the thing that you will not do, don't even start. Because if you start it, this person will go and tell another person and say, that pharmacy, they will give it to you. Go there, they will give it to you. And then you cannot even say no again because you cannot even defend yourself. So if you know you cannot start it, don't start what you cannot finish. That's what I was. Sometimes my manager will say, Madam, this person came in to buy, and then remember the day you fought, because me, I always fight you if you come to park in my parking space because we have limited parking. So there's a church beside me, one of my branch, and somebody will come to park and tell me I want to quickly rush to go to church. I'll tell you, me, I go to church too. I park. If I don't, and I know my church doesn't have enough parking, I leave my car and then use Uber or I use Keke to church. Do you get? So you will not tell me I have limited parking and then you want to park in. I will shout. So sometimes this victim will anger the customer and then they will tell you I patronize you now. Why will you allow me to park for like 1 hour? I say, no, this thing is for my customer. And then sometimes they will not come again. But after some time, like you said, Mrs. Sige, they will come back. And when they come back, they will not respect that fact that, this woman doesn't take nonsense. So they will respect themselves. So if you know that you stand for something, follow it, let people know you. It's the same thing everywhere, in business, in marriage. If you know in marriage, if you know that you stand for something, for sure it's from the beginning. You understand? This is who I am. You don't get that you now start, maybe at the start of your business, you start showing some kind of character. People, you attract some kind of people, and then at the end, you want to now change. It's not easy for you to change, because if you change, you will lose those people, and they will never come back because they will say that's how you were before. So it's actually difficult, but we need to keep up. That core value, when I look at my core values every day, I have it on my wall in my office. I look at it every day and say, no, Sylvia, you must not fuck up. You must not mess up. Sorry for the F word. You must not mess up. You must not mess up. Look at this thing. Don't. So that's just it.
Yeah.
So that's
it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Ige. Thank you so much, Mrs. Silva. Like we're only able to do like 4 questions. And you know how many questions I sent you. So I want to say thank you. Like It's been awesome. I've learned a lot. I'm sure everyone that will listen and has listened so far has also learned a lot. It has been so loaded. Um, I think what I won't bother recapping because of time, but I'll just say to those that are listening that if you've not learned anything, first you have to listen to the live again because I cannot summarize. This one there's no summary. But the beginning says business is a command. So understand that whatever business you're doing is a command. And when there is a command, there is the why, which Mrs. Silver spoke about. Like know your why. Like if you as a parent you want to send a child a message and you command the child to go and do something, there's a reason there is that command. So know that reason so that even when challenges come your way, which Mrs. Silva also spoke on, that challenges will come whether you like it or not, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim, whether God is your best friend or you're just getting to know him, challenges will come. It's part of life. So know your why so that when those challenges come your way, you can remember that why and still go and run for it. And know that even when you're down, you can always go back to God. He's there. You can always lean on him and ask him to help you because you have to be strong for the journey. He's not going to go for that journey for you. That's why he sends you. He's not going to do it for you. So you have to be strong for it and you have to go for it. People need employment and you can be the employer. So do what you're supposed to do. Live the life, live the legacy. Let your children be able to look up and say, this is what mom did, this is what dad did. Be that person that you would want to look up to. Be that person. So I'm going to end with the value system, which we all spoke about. Know your values and know your value. Know your values, know your core values, and know your own value. Know your worth. If you don't know your worth, start to learn it. It doesn't jump on anybody. You have to, or if people have stepped on you for so long and you don't know your worth again, unlearn everything that you've known about and start learning your value once more. Know your value, know your worth, and also know your values, know your core values. Stand for something. Because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. So stand for something, have principles. To be in business and to run it, you have to have principles. I want to say thank you so much to Mrs. Ike. Thank you so much, Mrs. Silva. I hope to see you guys again. I'm so like my expectation was not cut short. It wasn't cut short at all. Thank you so much. I am so excited. I'm so happy I did this. I'm so happy I did this. Thank you, Jesus.
Let's
Thank you
let's
so
ask
Miss
let's
Silva.
answer Mrs. I am Steve. Look at this question. There's how long does formative season of a standard business take? Is there a minimum time you
Yeah,
need to grow
yeah,
a
yeah.
business?
You can use.
For me, I would say the first 5 years is actually the most challenging. But that doesn't mean that you have to when you run for 5 years, you've gotten it all. It's a lie. You need to keep. In fact, there's no minimum. You need to be growing. You have to keep growing, keep being innovative. There's some people that have refused to embrace technology. Just give them more 5, 10 years, they will face out. So as the
True.
world is changing, you need to be
Evolve.
innovative. Yes. Think of more. If it's services you need to add to what you are doing, add it. Like pharmacy, they will tell you before you don't give vaccine in the pharmacy. Who said that? There are so many pharmacies that are giving vaccines.
Yeah.
You can, in fact, some people have turned their pharmacies to consultation points. So you need to move. Don't be static and say you've got to maybe achieve 5 years and then you have gotten it all. It's a lie. It's just small thing. You just see yourself on the ground. So keep your ears to information about how you can grow in your field and keep innovating. So first 5 years the hardest, then others you just need to grow with the trend of how things are happening. When during COVID-19, we saw how COVID-19, some pharmacies, they were just crying. Hey, even though we cashed out during COVID-19, but
Yeah.
there are some people like me during COVID-19, you will not see me in the pharmacy. I was always on the road. In fact, I started doing face mask and this thing business, hand sanitizer business, because I saw the need. I
Yeah.
saw the need for it. So you need to take advantage of the situation and then see how you
Yeah,
can
it's something of
capitalize on it and make
opportunity.
money. You will not sit down and say because people are sitting at home. How can your medication reach those people who are sitting at home? You need to delivery. Some people come and say we don't deliver. People don't want to come outside again. They want to sit down in their houses and even get their food. I wonder how. Till today I'm even scared of buying food. Let someone not go and poison me. Yes, before initially I used to have that fear, but now I
Yeah.
want my food because you need to evolve. As business change too. Do you understand? So that's it. I'm Steven. I don't need this get and also answer this question because for me, you need to keep going.
So
No be
I
less
think thank you, Miss Silva. I think you've done justice to the question, but I think that the person might be asking. I think you said there's no minimum time. Maybe the person just wants to have like a time. So okay, between this time and this time, I'm at this stage. Between that time and that time, I'm at that stage. So while we have things like your pre-seed stage, then you have your seed stage. You know, there are different categorizations of business because I mean, it depends on who is doing the research and the
Yeah.
parameters used. But when we have things like your pre-seed stage, your seed stage, your early stage, and your growth stage, and they usually put spread between 0 to 10 years for each of these stages.
Yeah.
Now, the truth is this: if you look at research for each of these stages, they actually overlap in the sense that you see some businesses, they say you are in your pre-seed stage from 0 to 3, whereas some businesses are in their seed stage from like 0 to 1, or sorry, from like 1 to maybe 3. Then you see some in
Yeah.
the next stage from 3 to 5. You know, so you see that it overlaps. So what does this mean? Well, we know that from most categorizations, between 0 to 10, you are between your pre-seed, you are with your seed, to your growth, sorry, to your early stage and your growth between 0 to 10. While we have all of that, you will now determine, and one or two other factors will determine, also your industry will determine at what year you will break into a particular stage. So maybe instead of being fixated as to the exact number of years you need to use, you can have that as a guide. But more importantly, is to be like she was trying to emphasize, like Mrs. Silva was emphasizing it, is to
Yeah.
ask yourself what you will be doing at every phase to keep growing and to keep moving. You might enter your growth stage even before 5 years, depending on your industry, depending on the type of business. And like she was saying, have some business ideas, have a shelf life. So you might have exhausted the relevance of that business within
Yeah.
a particular number of years. So you might have to start thinking of how to transition
It's
into
really fun.
another version of that idea. Or in fact, you might have to even kill that idea, start another idea, but still under the same business, still under the same structure, with just some amendments and all that. So I would encourage you to try not to be too fixated about just the timing, but what to do at everything. So what helps you with time management are your goals and your day-to-day tasks in line with your vision and mission. I hope that helps. Thank you.
And then also, let me quickly add to that you also have to take into cognizance that you are a part of the business. The founder is a part of the business, and as long as you, the founder, you are evolving, your business may evolve because you're going to be learning new things. Opportunities will come to you that you had no idea of. You're going to be exposed to open doors, different types of open doors, and there will be that time that you'll be like, okay, I think this is it, and you've never thought of that idea before. So you would have to evolve. I think you should not be so much fixated on the black and white. Don't look at, okay, how many years and this. Just be more focused on the growth. Make sure that no matter what, you're growing, you're evolving, you're maturing, you're learning and unlearning, you're adapting to the times, and you're meeting customers' needs. Because once you stop meeting customers' needs, then you're no more running a business. So make sure that no matter what, you're meeting customers' needs. If what somebody says something, he said, as a founder, if what you want to give a customer is water, and they are telling you, I don't want water, I want ice cream. And why are you in business? You're in business to meet that person is not to sell. You're not selling is different. Like I feel like sometimes we are so fixated on our idea, we forget the needs of the customer. If your customer tells you, this is, I don't need this, I want something else, and it's in line with your why, please adapt, evolve. There's a reason negative camera films is no more in business. We've evolved. Nobody is using that anymore. Even if they sell it to us now, it will be like vintage. It will just be on the it will just be on our TV just to show that, well,
Mm.
we know this is just a vintage antique. So please evolve. Don't look at 5, 10 years. Don't look, because sometimes you see that growth, that seed stage. Your seed stage might be 10 years old. Forget 1, 2. Sometimes it will take really long time. And you, as long as you're still seeing the need, and it's not time for you, it may not be time. You may just be early, and you may not be ready. So you have to understand the dynamic. Thank you. I want to quickly say thank you. We've extended our time. No more questions, though. So we've extended our time. Thank you so much. So don't forget to like, to share, to follow our pages. For Miss Silva, our page is at Farm Silvo Ginger. I'm hearing a noise. Okay, so is it for my side?
But just
No,
give me
it's
that.
not for me. Okay, so
But just give
for Miss Silva, our page is at Farm Silvo Ginger. I'm going to put it under the stuff when we play. And for I'm hearing a noise. And for Mrs. Ige, our page is at Ige Adelayo. Ige Adelayo. Also going to tag her. So please kindly follow, kindly share, and kindly share your lessons. We would like to know what you learned so that we know that we've not been talking and talking and talking and talking this morning. Share your lessons and also give me feedback, share your review so that we can be better next time. Thank you so much, Mrs. Ige. Thank you so much, Mrs. Silva. I appreciate you. And good night. Take care. Thank you so much, everyone who came. Thank you for joining us. Bye. Bye.